Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, 23 Flavors of Stitching. My name is Kirsten and today is going to be Flosstube number 84 and it is my December and January update. I was a little hesitant on if I was going to film this video. I have been feeling the greatest and I honestly didn't know if I was going to have time to, but my in-laws are in town and so my daughter is over with her nana and so I have a little bit of time to film and say hi to everyone. So hi! If you are new to my channel from my whip parade back in December, welcome! I hope that you all are having a great start to your new year. I know that there is a lot of stuff going on in the world, but I really, because of where I am in my life, I really need all of the positivity that I can get, and so I hope that this can be a little bit of that for you. I have been, like I mentioned, because of where I'm at in my life, I just need all the positivity that I can get, and so I am getting snippets here and there. I'm not on social media a lot right now, and yeah, so if you need to do that as well, I encourage you to do it. I think that it is okay to not be aware of every little thing. But I also think it's amazing for the people who can be. But we're just gonna get right into the stitching because I want this to be a place of positivity and light and a little bit of a refuge. So let's just get started. Like I said, it's going to be a December and January update. I did not do a December update because I posted my whip parade, but there are a few things that I worked on in December that need to be shown. So I thought we could start with my new start from December, which is on this 20, I think it's a 28 count. Lugana. Or it's 25. I think it's 28. But this is my tiny little start. This is going to be Hello from Liz Matthews, all of her days of Christmas, so her 12 days of Christmas. I'm going to put them all onto one piece of fabric. And I was originally, I don't want to show you her pattern at all, but there's a little bit of like an ornamental pattern on all of her samplers, or ornamental border on all of her samplers. I'm just going to do like a quick, like that. And, I opted not to do that after I saw someone on Instagram, they didn't do it. And I actually liked that a lot better. I felt like maybe it could fit a little bit better. Maybe have a little bit less of a margin of error, maybe, if that's the right word I'm looking for. Anyway, so this is the first day of Christmas sampler that I've started. I think I have 1 through 5, just because I wanted to see how similar the colors were so that I could start kitting up the colors, and like maybe if I needed, maybe if in my stash I only had like half a bobbin left of a color, if it was going to be in more days, I wanted to go get a full skein or a full 2 skeins. That way it would all look the same and I wouldn't have to worry about dye lots. But yeah, so that's where we're at. That is the whole top of day 1, and then I started coming down. I haven't worked on this since December. I think that doing the border would probably be a good thing to take to my sewing nights, so I might do that. if I ever need to switch it up from my Yellowstone project, which you will see here in a minute. So that was my new start in December. And really, it's just, if you don't start it, then you'll never be able to finish it. So that was if it's at least started, then I can pick it up whenever I want to work on it. Just remembered, I have 3 fully finishes to show you. I'm going to run and grab those and show you them. But I have 3 fully finishes to show you all. I'm very excited about them all. So first up, this was a start in 2021, I think. And it's actually part of a bigger pattern, but once I stitched this love, I decided that I didn't want to stitch the rest of the pattern, and I thought that'll be a cute Valentine's Day small. So that's what I did. I finally put it together. I did the patch. I don't remember who I saw do the patch instead of doing a seam on the bottom, but you cut a little part out of your back fabric, stuff it through there, and then you make a patch out of another fabric. So that's what I did for that. I love it. This is How Much I Love You by Stitchrovia. I stitched the other 2, You Are My Sunshine and Happy Skies, for the You Are My Sunshine song. I did the first 2 for my daughter's nursery almost 3 years ago. Wow, that's crazy. And then this was the last one. I think I hit my 2nd trimester and I was like, nah, we're not gonna finish that. So then this was another finish from, I don't know, 2021, 2022, I think. And this is from the For My Friend Blackbird Designs book, and this is the Be Mine stocking. And I stitched it on a 16 count fabric, but I'm not sure which one it was. And I stitched it with Charlotte's Pink, I think, from Weeks Dye Works, and then 814 and DMC 814 and 712 maybe. And just did a pink backing. I do not know how to hand sew. So I cut the template out from the booklet, and then I actually did this on my machine, and I am very happy with how it turned out. And then this was a start and finish in the month of January. This is also from the For My Friend book. I realized that these were my only 2 Valentine's finishes, and they looked a little lonely in my dough bowl that I have, and so I decided that I needed to stitch something else. And this was in the booklet, and it was small and simple, and I felt like I could do it easily, and I could do it on 14 count and make it into a little pillow. And it's the 2 hearts tag, and it says 2 hearts stitched as 1. I did not use the called for colors, but I used colors from my stash. This pink here is Victorian Motto Easter Bonnet. The darker pink is Victorian Motto Cherry Cordial. And then this gold was Roxy Floss Brazen. And then I did the opposite of what I did for the Love Pillow, except for the floral fabric I accidentally did upside down when I did the heat and bond. So, but I think it looks cool. So, yeah. Anyway, those are my 3, my start and finish, and then my 2 fully finished objects. And I'm very happy with how they turned out. Then I have it just in one of those Amazon bags, and then I have the colors for it in this little Notion pouch that I had made for myself. Okay. And then my main, well, maybe not my main, one of my main works in progress from December is this, and forgive me, it's still in the hoop. But this is Simple Gifts Christmas by Praiseworthy Stitches. I don't know where the cover photo is, and I'm not gonna try and find it, but I think I am gonna take this out of the hoop real quick. I have unfinished threads just throughout, so sorry. Okay, so here it is. I obviously was working on this T over here, and this gold, that is a crown. And then I want to say I did this crown. Did I finish the berries maybe? And I did the word joy, I think. And I think I did this maybe. I don't fully remember, but I would like to be able to get this done in the next, well, it's probably not going to happen. I'd like to get it done maybe by Christmas 2027. Maybe 2028. I like to work on things in the season, so sometimes that means I don't get a lot of progress on it. I used to be better at a rotation, but since having my daughter, I kind of just pick up whatever I want to pick up when I can pick it up, so it's kind of hard for me to really have a lot of goals. But that's that. I'm stitching it on an 18 count light oatmeal, and I'm stitching it with some Gentle Arts threads. These are not the called for, but I was at my old LNS when I was kitting this up, and I found 3 that I liked that worked together, that were similar to the called for, as much as I could find. And this is Gentle Arts Wheat Fields, which is a really nice golden. Gentle Art Otter Creek, which is a really pretty green. And then Gentle Art Weathered Barn, which is a really pretty red. So that's that, and it's in a bag from Cyrena Stitching, and it's Santa drinking a Coke. Okay. Then my next work in progress, I believe, is still on the Nerd Hoop. This is Gather Here by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is also on an 18 count light oatmeal, and this one has been my main project because it is monochrome. And so it says Gather Here with Grateful Hearts, and I'm stitching it with a Gentle Arts thread that is wrought iron, and it's a blackish blue. It's very pretty. I love it. I have been working on this. This is one of my older works in progress, and I would really like to be able to display it in my home, and that's one reason why I've been kind of going gangbusters on it. I really love this, and I really want to be able to display it. So if we're watching a TV show or going on a drive and maybe I bring this, maybe I want to bring a project, then typically I'll bring this because it is only one color, and it's also a paper chart. I've been really liking working from paper charts. for the last little bit to get off of screens. And also because I don't have to worry if my tablet is charged. I'm getting sick of having to charge almost everything that I own. So paper charts have been really nice lately. Okay. There's that. Okay. Next up is my Yellowstone project. This is Sharks and Minnows by Forbidden Fiber Co. And it is a quote from Rip Wheeler on Yellowstone. And he says, "There's sharks and minnows in this world. If you don't know which one you are, you ain't a shark." So there's that. And Forbidden Fiber Co. did a box for this. They did like a mystery box, so you didn't know what you were gonna get. And so I'm using the called for fabric that Forbidden Fiber Co. dyed for it. And it is 16 count Palomino. And I'm using the called for Forbidden Fiber Co. colors. There is Winter Wheat, which is the lighter yellow, Christmas Ivy for the green. Oh, I guess that broke. Inkwell for the grayish black, Goldfinch for the darker yellow, and then Viscount for the red. Here is where we are at. I have been taking this with me to my sewing nights for my neighborhood, and then I was also waiting. My husband had an eye appointment, and I was waiting for him in the car, and so I took this with me, and I was able to almost get the red all the way filled in, which is amazing. And then once I'm done with the red, I will start the golden yellow stripes. I'll do the outline of those and then probably work a little bit more on Rip and his jacket, especially where I have to count. And then I'll just slowly make my way down and do the border of the background colors, and then do the quote probably after I'm done with all that, so that there's something easy. But yeah, this is really nice for fill-in stitching. I've been kind of saving it. It's really nice to just be able to go and chat with the ladies in my neighborhood and not have to worry about counting or anything like that. So we will slowly make our way to finishing it. And then last but certainly not least is one that has not seen a lot of love in a little bit. This was a collab between Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Floss, and Evertote. Evertote is who put the whole kit together. Roxy Floss did the floss and the fabric, and then Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery did the design. And it's called Moonshine Cabin, and I've loved this one. For some reason, I was struggling to work on it. I'm stitching it on 16 count Midnight, I think, something like that. Midnight Ada, Midnight Gray Ada. And this is where I'm at. I've actually done a lot of work on it. I'm very happy with how it's turning out now. I think I was stuck because I did the dark gray first and then I was doing the lighter gray. And I just think I needed to switch it up a little bit. So obviously I'm filling in and all that, but I'm working on this oatmeal-y color right now. And yeah. This is not the called for fabric, but Carrie did dye some for it. And my daughter was messing with the floss, but okay. here are the colors. Plus there is a very, very pretty red. That was a new color dyed specifically for this, but now it is part of the, now I say like 4 years later, it is part of the permanent collection. It's called Falu Red or Falu Red. I don't know. And it's a really pretty dark red. And you got it on here because I think it's only in the hearts on the house, on the cabin. And then maybe like, I think there's a heart like up here. I don't remember. There's only little bits and pieces for the heart. Anyway, very pretty colors. I love that I am actually feeling motivated to work on it again. Right now I'm starting the full line across. This is the only line that goes the entire way. So, excited to do that. And I'm excited to move on to some other colors. I think when you get stuck in not boring colors, but they're kind of boring to stitch with sometimes. I feel like sometimes it's hard to get out of there, but those are all, that's all of my stitching. I did I don't know where I was going with that. That's all my stitching. I have decided, so as I mentioned, I'm trying not to be on electronics as much. I'm trying not to doom scroll and all of that. So I think that's another reason why I've been able to get a lot of stitching done. Another thing to go along with that is I saw someone on TikTok, which is, we don't need to talk about the irony there of me trying not to doom scroll and then saying that I saw someone on TikTok. But I saw someone who made an analog bag. And basically it's small and portable enough that you can carry it around like you would carry your phone around. But when you get the urge to doom scroll, you pull out one of your hobbies from that instead. And a lot of people really liked the idea, but they were then going out and buying new things. Anyway, they weren't hobbies that they already had, and the girl that, I think she was the girl that originally posted about it, I'm not sure, but she's like, that kind of isn't the point. Like, the point isn't to go out and spend money. The point is to do things that you already have. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool to do an analog bag. I can have my journal in there, I can have some stitching in there, and then I was trying to think of other things because, like, I know how to make jewelry. That's not really an easily portable hobby. So I was trying to think of other hobbies that I could potentially have in my analog bag that are easy enough to pull out and do so that I can replace doom scrolling. And I've been doom scrolling a lot. I haven't been feeling well, and so that's kind of the easiest thing to do. But like this girl said, the goal is that this is in a small enough bag that it's portable enough and as easy as carrying your phone around. So I ordered a couple of totes from LL Bean to try to put this in. I think I might need a smaller size though, because they're not really that portable. Anyway, so what I ended up thinking of was I can put like a word search, a Sudoku, some cross stitch in there, maybe a journal, and that's kind of all that I have right now, are those couple of things. I also have a Myrtle book. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. But I just thought that that was a really smart thing to carry around with you, to have an analog bag. So I'm gonna try and make one and try and remember to carry it around with me. Obviously, with my toddler, that can be a little difficult sometimes. But like I said, when I haven't been feeling well and I've been doom scrolling, it makes me think about it more. So I want to be more intentional with my time. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. If you have any ideas of other hobbies that maybe I haven't thought about that I could possibly have, my Kindle. I could put my Kindle in there. Let me know. Let me know if there's anything that you can think of that would be a good addition, or maybe what you would put in your own analog bag. I clearly need some ideas. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to get excited about with you all is I finally got some tearaway stabilizer so that I can start learning how to use my embroidery machine. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I haven't tried to figure it out yet, and well, I have tried. I was reading the manual, and then I ended up looking up a video because for some reason threading it wasn't working. Anyway, that is a story we do not need to get into. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a like and a comment, and I will hopefully see you at the end of February for my February update.